Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make over some Dollar Tree pumpkin salt and pepper shakers. So these shakers, I got them as a pair at the Dollar Tree, and they're pretty plain as you can see, and the paint job is not great. So first thing we're going to do is lay down a new base coat. We're just using acrylic paint. This is a matte finish, and this is the color Tangerine by Top Notch. These did say Joann's on them, but if you wanted to use that exact brand, I don't know that it's still available because it was released by Joann's, and we all know if you're a crafter here, we know they're no longer with us. So, but really any acrylic paint, you just want to make sure I have had Dollar Tree acrylic paints that have been hit or miss. So sometimes it's worth spending like a few extra dollars on better acrylic paints. Anyways, so we're just giving these both another coat of acrylic paint, and then the white one I only did one coat, and then the orange one I did two. So now I'm gonna freehand our jack-o'-lantern faces, and my idea with these was to make them like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of set. So the orange is going to be a more classic pumpkin, and with, of course, because vintage is my life, I have styled them in a way that they are vintage inspired looking, and with a touch of Joanna Parker, which is, Joanna Parker, her aesthetic is also vintage inspired. So I really love vintage Halloween. There's just not enough of it out there, so I'm creating my own. So both faces are going to be pretty much the same. There's just going to be a stark difference in a colorway. So the white one is going to be a more like electric neon colors, and the orange pumpkin is going to be more of a classic jack-o'-lantern colors. And I'm gonna just sit back and let you guys watch the process. So I'm using this dotting tool from the Dollar Tree, and I'm actually using it to fill in. It picks up a lot of paint at once, and I like to use this when I need like precise lines without worrying about my brush bristles creating any kind of out of line. I'm not saying that the way I want to, but I find I can get a precise when I'm doing small details like this. So I just pull up a bead on the tool and dot it around, and I find I get a nice crisp line this way. So I did that for the eyes, the nose, and filling in the mouth. And then I will go, we're going to kind of toggle back and forth between the orange and the white pumpkin, just because as one acrylic paint dries, I can go and do the other. So we're going to flip-flop back and forth for a little bit here. So now we're gonna go on to the white pumpkin, and I have these neon orange and green, also from Dollar Tree, and these are gonna be our highlight colors for the white pumpkin. And now we pop back over to the orange one, and I'm going to take this very fine brush. I believe I got these brushes off of Temu. They're nail art brushes, but they can be used for anything. And it's a very small, thin brush for doing brush strokes and this kind of detail. So I'm picking up the tiniest bit of paint, and I am going in and outlining with red, and then I'll add highlights of yellow. I'm sorry, not yellow. I'm going to add in highlights of white and black and outline the face. And I'll let you guys watch how this pumpkin comes to life. So now we're going to go back to white, but I didn't show it on the orange one. But here I'm showing you that I'm painting the stems, and I'm taking a little bit of paint and I'm pushing down a little bit. You can kind of see me judge the brush, and I'm trying to get that effect of like the stem on a pumpkin. You know how it kind of flares out. So I don't want a crisp line up there. I want it to look as more like a natural stem. So there's the other one. I painted it kind of a mossy green color. And then we're going to do the same thing. And if you're wondering the speed of this, I only have these videos. I have this, I think it's at 2 times. So I'm going pretty slow. And this is not a fast process. And I'm showing you everything because I, for one, like to see everything. I like to be able to see the whole process when there's just a lot of edits and cuts, and all of a sudden the project's done. I feel kind of shorted because especially if you came here to see how to do this, I want you guys to be able to see exactly how it goes. So, you know, it's just practicing, and you can always practice these lines on a piece of paper or a paper towel or what have you, but it's just about going slow, having a steady hand. You can see how I brace my pinky on there so I get a more steady brush stroke, and it's just patience and going slow is really the key here. And it's just paint. So if you mess up, you can paint over it. You can start over. It's acrylic paint. It's water-based. You could wash it all off if you want. So it's adding as much or as little detail as you want. And having fun with it is really the most important part to me. Okay, so right there, I might have been too quick, but my thumb touched the stump and it wasn't all the way dry because I am impatient and I don't like waiting for paint to dry. But just a lesson learned, like I have a white pumpkin and I've got wet black paint, and now that wet black paint is on my hand and would have been very easy. I'm trying to be very conscious that I've got black paint on my thumb, because the last thing I want to do is stamp that wet black paint on where the white is and then have to clean that up, paint over it in white, and covering black up with white is not, you know, it's going to take a couple coats. So just to be mindful. So I'm adding with my dotting tool, as you saw in the orange pumpkin, I did it with red, and we're taking the neon green, and adding in these little pumpkin-y warts. I personally love picking those pumpkins. I don't know about you guys. I love picking those pumpkins that have all the like warts on them. I think it gives them character, and they're a lot of, I love them. They're my favorite. I don't know. Is that weird? Does that make me weird? Do you like to get the warty pumpkins too? I just think they're more fun than just the regular pumpkins. I don't know. Now I'm babbling. But I'm adding those striped highlights in the crevices, like in the indents of the pumpkin all the way around, just like I did on the orange one. And then after everything is dried, I give them a once over, and I took them outside and I sprayed them with Rustoleum's matte clear coat, and it just seals in all of your acrylic paint very nicely. And these are the two, Jekyll and Hyde, together. I love how these came out, and these are going to be available in my Etsy shop. So if you want these, they are up. If somebody else didn't already get them, they are up in my Etsy store, and the link is in the description box below. Here I'm just adding in the final details of the teeth. I put the little teeth at the bottom, and then just some stripes for that kind of stretchy grin. And I love them. They're so cute.